Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla and I'm so glad you guys are here with me today. Today I'm going to be showing you how I did a 5-foot tall wall decal using my Cricut. But before I do that, I just want to say hit that subscribe button below, hit the thumbs up button and select the bell notification so that you get notified every single time I upload a video. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to start in Cricut Design Space, and the first thing I'm going to do is go down here to the lower left hand corner and scale it down to 25%. Then I'm going to go up here where my width and my height is, and I'm going to change this to 60, which will be 60 inches because I want my image 5 feet tall. And then I'm going to select my whole image and I'm going to ungroup it all so that when I slice this together, I did it by color. So I'm going to separate the colors that I grouped together and then just make sure that they all fit on a mat. On Cricut, on their long mats, you can have 11.5 wide and 23.5 inches long. It's a 12 by 24 mat, but they take away that ½ inch just, I think, as like an error or like a, I don't know, like a little buffer margin, I guess. So I'm just separating all of my pieces and making sure that they fit within that 11.5 by 23.5 mat size. And like this one right here, Love to the World, does not. I need to separate that into 2, possibly 3 pieces. So I'm grabbing my circle shape and I'm going to put it over the words loved the. And then I'm going to slice that and see how long those pieces are to make sure that it fits. And it does. It's 23 and 11.3. But this one is 17.2 by 11.8. So it's just barely too big, but I'm still going to have to slice it because I can't resize it because it's already the size that I want. So I'm just going to grab my square tool or square shape, and then I'm just going to slice off the W. Then I'm going to select both the square and the word, and I don't know what happened here, it messed up, so I'm just gonna hit the back arrow and try it again. So now I have that word sliced and it is good to go. I know that it still says 11.8, but it's good the other length, so I know that I can just rotate it on the mat and it will be perfectly fine. So now I'm slicing out the heart in the word loved because my customer wants the heart to be red. So it's kind of a weird shape, so I have to kind of do it a weird way. So I have to slice out part of the heart, and then I have to go back in and get the other little part on the bottom. So I'm going to slice that out, and then what I'm going to do is just take the little purple piece and weld it back onto the heart. So I'm just going to make sure I have it lined up, select both pieces, and then hit weld. So now I have the heart red and I'm just checking the size on this big one. I know it's good, so I'm checking the size. It looks like the only one that is left that I need to slice is this John 3:16. So I'm going to take my square shape and I'm just going to slice it right in the middle, have John on one and the 3:16 on the other. So now I know that they are all ready to go. I'm going to hit make it and make sure that they all are on the appropriate mats, and to see if I need to rotate anything or space anything out just a little bit more. I'm going to take this 3:16 and lower it a little bit, and then I'm going to count how many of each color I need, and then we will hit cut. And I'm cheating a little bit. I do not actually have a 12 by 24 mat, so I just taped 2 12 by 12 mats together. I have done this for a long time because I'm cheap and don't want to buy a new mat, and it has just always worked well for me. So before I start, I need to make sure I'm centered on the wall. My customer wants it perfectly centered on the wall. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my tape measure, and I'm going to get my whole length, and then I'm going to mark the center point, and then I'm going to get the height and then mark the center point of that. And then I'm going to start applying my image to the wall.
Troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars, I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.
The vinyl that I'm using is 631 removable vinyl. I love it because I know that if my customer ever wants to take it off the wall, it's not going to damage any paint. And it's very easy to apply, and it's very easy to move if it's in a spot that you don't want it. So I always use 631 removable vinyl when I'm working on a wall. I will leave the website that I get it from in the description below. So if you're interested, make sure you check that out.
Beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna take
I just wanted to pause the video right here real quick and let you guys know that I would not be able to do this large of a wall decal if I didn't first do this. What I do is in Cricut Design Space, I shrink down my image so that it will, so that I can take a screenshot of it. And before I do that, I take the square shape and I just hit that little unlock button, make it really skinny and long. Long enough to cover the whole width and height of the image, and then I align it center and align it horizontally so that I know the exact center point of my entire image, and so that the line that goes lengthwise, the line that goes vertical, sorry, I guess length would be horizontal. The line that goes vertical, I know exactly where those points are. So as I piece it up the wall, as you will see here in a minute, you'll also see me looking down constantly, and I'm referring back to this image that I have. So like on the word only, I know that the left side of the L basically hits the center point. And same thing as like the E on he right underneath the word that. So I really use that as my reference guide so that I know that I'm putting it straight and not crooked. Usually I use a laser level that I have to give me my straight line. It just puts the red line on the wall for me, but that is in my garage in my husband's shop where I am not allowed to go because my Christmas present is apparently out in the open and he doesn't want me to go in there. So I wasn't able to grab that before I did this job today, but this was a good enough tool for me to be able to get the job done. And the only tool that I'm using is my, tools is my transfer tape, which I also got from the same website that I got the vinyl from. And I'm also using just my little Cricut scraper tool to really press it onto the wall. Sometimes it can be a little hard to peel the the transfer tape off. So you kind of have to hold it with your finger or use your scraper to hold the letter down as you're peeling the transfer tape. Now, despite me getting the center point when I measured the height of the wall, this image actually was lower than I wanted. So I ended up having to move the whole image up, which is actually fairly easy to do. You can see here in the video that I'm just taking my transfer tape, putting it back onto the back of the words, and then I'm just using some little tweezers that I brought with me to lift up the edge of the word and then peel it back on the transfer tape and then move it to where I wanted it. So this is another reason why using 631 makes this just such an easier process, because it's removable. So it's easier to remove from the wall. Obviously you don't want to use this too many times because you will mess up the adhesive on it, but doing it just this once and moving it up just one time worked perfectly fine. So here it is all finished. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm so glad that I was able to easily move it up to the height that I wanted. And yeah, my customer is really happy with it, and I'm excited because I have a couple more projects for them that I am working on. So I will make sure to take a video of those too. But here it is, and I just love it. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever done a larger than matte wall decal like this, or if this is something you want to try in the future. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video.